Okay, thank you, Avninder, for this repeated course and a very important subject and evolving subject. A lot of us may not be having Octa machine, and a lot of us are learning also because every time, and it's a machine where if you, like Avninder was saying, that you have to sit there, unlike angiography, you have to sit there, you have to spend a lot of time. And you can't just be dependent on technician, usne kar diya and you know, interpret it. So, welcome to this very nice venue. You see, today imaging modalities are so many, and without us having recourse to these imaging modalities, we sometimes cannot pinpoint diagnosis. So I get sometimes scared that what were we doing when we did not have all these things. Most of the, I'm talking of a couple of decades back when we hardly had so many imaging modalities. So today it's the era of multimodal imaging modality, and I still believe that my FA machine is still alive, it is not dead, that we still use invasive angiography, which has been the gold standard for a long, long time. This FFA, although Octa also wide field has come up in a big way, but FFA, very nice pictures, very impressive pictures where you can tell the patient and counseling. Long experience, decades and decades maybe experience, plus it is cheaper and like Ritesh was telling about so many artifacts, so there are not much artifacts in these once you are doing invasive angiography. And although CNP areas can be very, very nicely picked up in all the pathology in Octa, but leakage is one part, although you see now functional or flow indices have been described where you can, even on Octa, you can comment upon this. But to be very sure, especially in polyps and other things, we still sometimes recourse to invasive angiography, whether it's FA or ICG. The disadvantage quoted by on angiography is considered invasive. Even one occasional death has also occurred in such invasion. And it takes some time, 5 to 15 minutes of imaging, less resolution. So this chart I had compiled a long time back where FFA and Octa were slightly compared. FFA wider, Octa also wider, 12 by 12s are available. Safety, Octa is non-invasive, can be repeated SOS whenever you want. No contraindications. Resolution is higher. And level of imaging, as was being told, you can have superficiality. Wherever you want to study vasculature, you can have segmentation of that level and do it. FFA scores that it's a more dynamic procedure. Motion artifacts and other things are less affected. It's relatively cheaper. But more the number of machines, the cost comes down. And experience-wise, I think older generation has more experience with FA. So conditions where FFA, I feel, have an edge of Octa, and that's what I stand here for, to defend FA, is peripheral lesions like these, something like Eales disease, which is common in our country, peripheral vasculitis. So they can, in a short, picked up without being any discrepancy. Leakage, again, which is sign of activity, very nice pictures, you can have these. And this does add value to your decision making also. In Octa, sometimes decision making becomes very tough, whether I should or should not. There may be sometimes CNVM, which are quiescent CNVM, so a lot of people, we should not be treating that. And dynamic property of leakage is unique to FFA and ICG. You see, to say that CNVM has gone, I think, although you can indicate on Octa, but I would still prefer that leakage is not there. Like you see this patient, long time back done, now you see how there's hardly any leakage. Ultra wide field is a reality. I think a lot of you have these machines, Octos and other, where you can, view as long as 200 degree also. Artifacts is one thing which I am disturbed about, which are a negative point about Octa and is not there in FFA. Things like poor visual acuity, limited fixation, not much of a drawback on FFA, but you have to take time in an Octa machine. Decision making about laser. I think laser I will never do without a FA because I have to have the leakage areas. the decision making in any disease, whether it is a vascular block or diabetes, CSR, Coats disease, angiomas, I will never depend only on Octa and start lasering these patients. Maybe a lot of young people may do, but I would not advocate also that these diseases, wherever you are doing a focal laser, PRP is a different ball game. PRP you can, but for focal laser you need the site of leakage and various phases of angiography so that you can do precise small amount of laser. Then FFA, things like VKH and these things can more easily be done on FA rather than Octa. So I know future is weighed towards more Octa and is gradually people are sitting on Octa machines rather than FA. But still FA, we have not covered FA and don't do it, but in our center also the role of FA has decreased quite a bit. People are more dependent on OCT and Octa, which may be in the single machine also, so that, we can minimize the invasive part. Earlier it was primarily a diagnostic tool, but now a lot of decision making also can be done. You see, previously ICG was a must for diagnosis of IPCV, but no longer. Now you can diagnose with reasonable amount of certainty, if not 100%, near to 100%, you can diagnose on OCT and Octa. So whether FFA should be condemned and put to dustbin, I still would debate that it still has a role in all that multimodal imaging modalities which I said. Thank you very much.